Morning everyone, hope you're doing well. Well, big story last night. I say big, it's not a new one, but it's a big one, and it's caught my attention for a few reasons, and that's Declan Rice to Chelsea, and they put a price tag of 45 million. We'll get on to the 45 million part, but Declan Rice to Chelsea. Now, since this has come up before, I think a couple of things have changed. One of them being that we've come out of lockdown and Declan Rice has looked fantastic. He played centre-back against Wolves, looked really, really good. Went back into his defensive midfield position against Spurs, and I thought he was the best player in the park. I thought he was absolutely fantastic against Tottenham. So it's no surprise at all if bigger clubs are looking, especially given that we're in a relegation battle, and if we go down, he's going to be the first one out the door. Not necessarily as in I demand to leave, but as in teams are going to be lining up to buy him. And obviously, Frank Lampard, Chelsea have decided that they're going to make sure they're at the front of the queue, which is perfectly understandable. Before, when I've discussed this with Gonzo, I've almost done a process of elimination in regards to which club would want Declan Rice. And I've done it as a defensive midfielder, in all honesty. So I immediately scratch off Liverpool with Fabinho. I scratch off Manchester United with Fred, and Matic has almost had a second coming over the last few days. And they've also got the Caledonian Cruz in there as well. So I thought, I don't know if Man U need him. Arsenal's just a bit of a joke at a club. I'd be surprised if Declan would go to Arsenal, to be honest with you. But I don't think Arsenal would buy him. I think Arsenal believe in Guendouzi, so they don't need Declan Rice. I think Spurs would almost be the perfect club for him, and I think he would be perfect for Spurs. But it's Spurs. I can't see him going there. Can't see West Ham selling him to Spurs. Can't see Spurs even trying. I think Mourinho would love him at Tottenham, but I don't even think Declan would go there, in all honesty. I really don't. I think it's probably the only club I don't think Declan would go to. I'd be surprised if he went there. Man City is the funny one, because I look at it and I don't really particularly rate Rodri, in all honesty, so I think Declan's better than him. But I would be surprised if Pep had given up on Rodri and me already after one season and said, oh no, this isn't working, we need to change it. He tends to stick with these players for a few seasons, and understandably so. And when it comes to Chelsea, I always thought no, because they've got Jorginho in there, who I think has been one of the best players this season. Kovacic has been fantastic for them. I know a lot of people say, well, if Conte leaves, which I could see, and I wouldn't be against the idea that he might leave this summer either. But he's not really been the defensive midfielder since Jorginho's found top form. He's been more of a sort of a box-to-box midfielder type thing. That's not Declan's role. And I know he played there against Man City during the week, but that's just because Jorginho was unavailable. So that's why Conte played there. But this article said the reason Frank Lampard wants him is because he wants him as the leader of his defence. He wants Declan Rice to play centre-back and to be in charge of it, essentially. Now that I can see, and that's what worries me. I say worries me. One of the other things that's changed, I guess, for me personally is I've always thought he would probably leave. You know, if you asked me 2 months ago, before the lockdown, I said, he'll probably leave. He'll have to take a big offer. If we remain in the Premier League and we don't get a big offer, he might stay, but he'll probably go. But now, I'll be shocked if he's at West Ham next season. Regardless of whether we stay up or not, I'll be shocked if he's at West Ham. I think as soon as this season's over, I think the bids are going to come in for him, and I think he's going to go. And why would he stay? He's too good for us. He is too good for West Ham. He deserves better. So I think he's gone. I think we've got 7 more games with Declan Rice, and that's it. That's him done. But yeah, centre back for Chelsea. I can see this for a few reasons. One, their centre backs just aren't that good. I thought they'd do all right. You know, Lampard is clearly building a side to challenge for the title next season. If not, well, that has to be the aspiration. You can't buy Ziyech and Werner and then say, well, I hope we finish 4th. That's just not good enough. You've got to now go for the title when you're buying players of that calibre. So he's building for title challenge. Now, I think they need a goalkeeper. I don't think Kepa's good enough for it. They need a left back, which they're trying to sort with Ben Chilwell. And then the third position is probably the centre back. I thought they'd be alright for another year, because I think the other 2 positions are priorities. So in terms of money, that they would need to wait, because I thought Rudiger's a top centre back. I don't see why he would get replaced. But Christensen, Tomori, and Zuma, they're all similar in the sense that they're solid centre backs. They are good centre backs, but are they good enough to challenge for the title? Probably not. Would they get into Liverpool's team? No, they wouldn't. So I can see why that position next to Rudiger would be key, essentially. And the way Lampard and Chelsea are going about their business is very clever. They're spending a lot of money. You know, Werner's 50 million or whatever. but they're due to get 45 million from Morata. So it's a 5 million spend to go from a guy who's not even at your club, he's out on loan, to one of the best strikers in European football. Here we go, 5 million, bargain. I've seen a report that all the players that have been out on loan this season at Chelsea, that apart from Morata, that have either secured their move already or just their loan fees, it comes to about 35 million. 35 million for players that's not even at the club. And then they've obviously had this ban, so you can understand why Chelsea have got a lot of money. But the way they're doing the business is clever, because if they do sign Chilwell, Emerson or Alonso's going to leave and they're going to command a fee for those players. If they do sign Declan Rice or 8 other centre-back, they'll probably offload Christensen or Zuma. I think they'll keep Tomori, given he's English. But I think Zuma or Christensen would be the one to go. And again, they'll still command 20 odd million for each of them. So it's clever what they're doing. They're spending big money, but they're not spending big money to upgrade, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going off at a tangent here, but I'm just explaining my thought process as why I think it's even more feasible. Because Chelsea just can't spend. They're selling clever as well. But Lampard, when he was at Chelsea, he had John Terry. John Terry had Lampard, and he was the captain. But John Terry was at the centre-back for Chelsea and was crucial, absolutely crucial. Leader, captain, legend, all that, yada, yada, yada. So Lampard will know how important it is to have someone in your centre-back role that is English, that is the captain, or a leader at least, and that is exceptionally good. And John Terry was all of those things. So Lampard's probably looking at his current centre-backs thinking, I don't have a John Terry. I need a John Terry in here. And he's looking around. And when you go through the process of elimination with English centre-backs, there's not many. You can't get Harry Maguire. You're not going to get him out of Man United. Whether he's good enough, that's not my point. My point is Chelsea cannot go to Manchester United and try and buy Harry Maguire. Not on. You can't go get Joe Gomez. So who's next in line? John Stones? You're not going to do it, are you? John Stones isn't good enough. So that leaves Declan Rice. That leaves going to West Ham, getting Declan and put him in the centre-back position. Not only that, Declan's idol is John Terry. We know that. John Terry has been his sort of his guider, his mentor, if you like, in his younger years. They're good friends. Frank Lampard and John Terry are clearly good friends as well. So if there's anyone's advice Lampard's going to trust in regards to John, who do you think I should get for centre-back? I wouldn't be surprised if John Terry's answer was Declan Rice. It just makes too much sense for Chelsea to go after Declan Rice as centre-back. I think he would be a top centre-back for them as well. I can see why this would suit all parties, really. The 45 million, though, it's a bit cheap, isn't it? If we go down, I think we'll be lucky to get 45 million, to be honest with you, just because how desperate we'll be. No one's going to come in and chuck money at a desperate club for a player who, if we go down, will be desperate to get out as well. Why wouldn't he? He's got the Euros next summer. He needs to be playing Premier League football, and if he's doing it whilst playing Champions League football, there's a chance he starts centre-back for England next summer. If he has a solid season, him and Maguire or him and Gomez could easily be the centre-back pairing at the Euros. But the 45 million, if we stay out, 45 million is cheap, innit? It's difficult because, we've got this thing, well, no one knows what the market's going to be like, but then Chelsea themselves are setting the standard. They've gone and spent 50 million there and 45 million there, and they're trying to sell a striker for 45 million. So I'd be disappointed. I say disappointed. I'd be very angry if we sold him for just 45. I think a 70 million is probably more realistic. I think that's probably a figure that would suit both parties. I think Chelsea's getting a good deal for 70 million. I think West Ham would be getting a good deal for 70 million. He will be worth a lot more than 70 million in a couple of years' time. The problem is West Ham can't afford to keep him there for the next 2. So I could see legs in this story. Speaking of legs, Sebastian Haller, or lack of legs on Tuesday, Sebastian Haller is not playing. He won't be there against Chelsea on Wednesday night. We play Chelsea on Wednesday. Sebastian Haller is out already, which concerns me. How can we the rumours are he's not playing Chelsea, but he should be fine for Newcastle next Sunday. So how can we rule a player out 4 days before the game, but know or expect him to be okay for a game 4 days later? It doesn't really make sense to me. I think, to be honest, Moyes is just, I don't want to say throwing the game, I think he's just being overly protective of Sebastian Haller, so that he is definitely fit for the Newcastle game. So no Sebastian Haller to take on Chelsea. Just a quick note, I suppose. Her luck, it keeps going. Wolves beat Villa yesterday. The bad news for West Ham fans is they're debating sacking Dean Smith. There's a lot of reports now that Dean Smith could be a way to get sacked. Not good for us, because a new manager comes in, fresh ideas, new manager bouncing, all that. I hope they keep him, to be honest with you, because what I've seen from Villa is a manager who he's changed. 4 games they've played in the league since the lockdown, and I think I've watched them all, and I think he's played 4 different formations. That's not good. Just consistently change your formation all the time is bad. So that's working for West Ham. They're looking like they're in trouble. Bournemouth looking in trouble. Watford, I still think they'll be okay. They're playing Southampton today. I'll be surprised if they get beat. But I'll tell you what, we need Arsenal to win today. They take on Sheffield United in the FA Cup. But because Man United beat Norwich yesterday, so they're into the semi-finals. The semi-final of the FA Cup weekend is the weekend that we were due to be playing Manchester United in the second last game of the season. So we were due to play Man United, then there was a week, and then we take on Villa, and what could be, a straight shootout of relegation between the two sides. But now that Man U are in the semi-final, our game's postponed, our game's going to get moved, there's only really one place they can put it, and that's a few days later. So instead of having a week's rest between Man U and Aston Villa, we're going to have 4 or 5 days. So basically, the reason we need Arsenal to win, Arsenal play Villa that weekend. So should Sheffield United win the FA Cup, Villa will have a week's rest, whereas we will have 4 days or something. But if Arsenal win, we both have a 4-day rest prior to playing on the Sunday. So come on, Arsenal. This is how bad it's got. It's got 7 games of stress. That's what we've got left. But hey ho, let's call it entertainment, shall we? And we shall perhaps enjoy it. But there you go, Declan Rice to Chelsea. I can see it happening. Declan Rice is definitely leaving West Ham this summer. It's just a case of where he's going, and Frank Lampard's at the front of the queue with a plan for Declan and a plan for Chelsea. Oh, how nice it must be to have a club with some sort of vision. Hey. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're around here, and I shall see you very, very soon.